there, welcome. We are going to be learning the names of your open strings on the violin today. And when I say your open strings, what I mean by that is your strings being played without any fingers being placed on them. So eventually we're going to be putting fingers down on each string to change the pitch of the string and play new notes. But for today, we won't be putting our fingers down on the strings. We're just going to be playing them without. And we musicians call that playing the open strings. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about the position of your violin when we're playing in shoulder position, because as I'm demonstrating these strings to you and we're learning the order, we're going to be looking at that in relation to how it appears when your instrument is in shoulder position. So let's talk about how to get your violin into shoulder position. First of all, we've got to sit up really nice and tall, or stand up really nice and tall. Imagine that you're a puppet and you have a little string attached to your head, and we're gonna pull that string and make yourself just a little bit taller. So make your shoulders be nice and relaxed and your back tall and strong. And then we are going to put your instrument in front of you on your left side. Now I'm seated right now, so I have my instrument sitting on my left leg. If you're standing, just have it towards your left side. And a good way to double check to make sure your instrument is in fact on the left side is to put both of your hands up in front of you and take your thumb and your index finger on each hand and make a little L. And when you look down, you want to choose the hand that makes the actual letter L for left, L for left. Okay, the other one will be backwards. So I'm finding my left hand, and remember, I am not a mirror of you, so my violin is going to be on the opposite side of the way that you are looking at the screen right now. So make sure that you are on the left side, and then we're going to take our left hand and we're going to put it on the instrument, what we call bout. Notice that my hand is going on the bout that is furthest away from the center of my body. So I'm not crossing over like this. I'm just putting it right there on the side that's closest to the outside. And it's kind of like your instrument's little shoulders up here, the bouts. So we're going to put your left hand on the upper bout. And then I'm going to use my right hand to help support the bottom of the instrument. And I'm going to raise it up. And then I'm going to turn it out, keeping my hand on the bout. Then I'm going to lower it down to my left shoulder. Okay, so we're gonna have our nice landing place up here on your shoulder. So when your instrument is on your shoulder, your jaw will naturally contact the top of the violin. So this part right here is technically called the chin rest, but really a better name for it would have been the jaw rest, because it's not your chin that's sitting on there, it's actually your jaw. So just keeping your head nice and straight, you're going to just set your jaw there, okay? And notice how I'm still holding up here on the bout. I'm gonna try to keep my wrist and my elbow nice and lined up. Okay, and that's just gonna help support my instrument. Eventually your hand will go out here and we'll play lots of different notes. But for right now, we are just going to let your arm cross under your violin, and we're holding here on the bout, okay? Make sure your hand is not out here. Instead, under your instrument around the neck and right there on top of the bout. All right, so once we get up into our correct shoulder position, we've then got to figure out what to do with our right hand, because we're going to do something called pizzicato. Pizzicato means plucking. So we have two ways of playing our instruments, arco and pizzicato. Pizzicato means to pluck, arco means to bow. So today we are pizzicato. With your right hand, again, we're going to make that little L shape with your thumb and your pointer finger. And then we are going to cruise that right hand right on over here to the side of this fingerboard, which is this part. So we're going to put your thumb on the side of the fingerboard. Okay, your thumb is like a little kickstand, just helping to support your hand and balance your hand. And then we are going to take your pointer finger and we are going to pluck the strings over the fingerboard. So yeah, notice where I am plucking. I'm not way out here. I'm not between my fingerboard and my bridge. We don't really want to touch there at all, because if we touch there and then we put your bow there, the oil from our skin is going to end up on your bow, which is not a good thing. So we want to make your little kickstand be right there, just a couple inches away from the end of the fingerboard, and then we can pizzicato and get a really nice, pretty ringing sound out of our open strings. All right, so I'm going to let you have a little rest. You're going to bring your instrument back down and just kind of roll your shoulders a little bit. And while you're resting, let's talk about the names of your strings. So you have 4 strings on your violin. The lowest sounding string is called G. And if you look at your violin, you will see that there's one of the strings that's thicker than all the other ones. That thickest string is G, and it happens to be our lowest sounding string. The next one over is D, followed by A, and then E. So we have G, D, A, E from lowest to highest. All right, so we're going to go back up to our shoulder position, and then we're going to explore what each of those strings sounds like. So raise your instrument up, turn it out. We're going to lower it down to your left shoulder. We're going to keep your left hand here on the bout. Then we're going to make our little L. Bring your kickstand over, put it on the side of the fingerboard. And then I want you to reach your pointer finger, your pizzicato finger, all the way over to that biggest, thickest string. Okay, it's the one that's the furthest away from your thumb right now. So let's play that string 4 times. Ready? Go. Good job. That's G. Now we're going to go to the next one over, and that is D. Let's play your D string 4 times. Ready? Go. Very good. All right, now we're going to go to the next string over, and that is A. Let's play A 4 times. Ready? Go. And then we're going to go to the smallest, thinnest string, which is the highest sounding one, and that's your E string. All right, so we have G, D, A, E. So a good way to remember G, D, A, E is with a silly little sentence. We are going to remember good dogs always eat. Okay, let's play each string again all together. Ready? Go. Good dogs always eat. Good. Go back over to G. Let's do it again. Ready? Go. Good dogs always eat. All right, this time, let's go in reverse order. So we're going to start on E. Ready? E. Now A. Now D. And then G. Very nice. All right, we're going to bring your instrument back down. Let your shoulders relax. And then we're going to do a couple of little echoes just to kind of get used to where each of these strings are. So remember, good dogs always eat. G, D, A, E. And that's our order from the lowest to the highest. All right, so here we go. Bring your instrument up, holding on the bout. Lower it down all the way up there on your shoulder. Let your jaw just relax over onto the rest. Make sure you're holding on the bout. Your wrist is nice and straight. Your elbow is up. All right, make your little kickstand. Bring it over to the side of the fingerboard. And then will you take your pointer finger, your pizzicato finger, and will you just touch the D string? You can lightly pluck if you want to. Make sure you're on the correct string. It's the second one over. Okay, our first one, our lowest one is G, remember? And then the next one over is D. All right, listen and echo back to me. My turn. Your turn. Okay, my turn. I'm going to go to my A string. Okay, your turn. Good, let's go back to D. Your turn. And then I'm going to go all the way over across my fingerboard to that lowest string. All right, listen and echo back to me. G, 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 G. Your turn. All right, and then find your E. Very good. Last one. G, D, A, E. Awesome. So you can practice playing those strings in order and saying the letter names of those strings as you play them. But remember, good dogs always eat. And when we are playing pizzicato, remember to pluck over the end of your fingerboard, not between the fingerboard and the bridge.